Hey now, kids, wow, this is going to be an eventful installment of Polymac Particles. Was just talking to my main man, Creative Tony, before the show. If our math is correct, Tony, can I ask you to go ahead and recreate the double thumbs again? I wasn't ready for that yet. Very Revenge of the Nerds of you. Ready. I'm ready. Dude, Tony, didn't you tell me before the show this is show number one? What number? 195?
195, Paulie. I-95. 95 for Michael Carter, one of the greatest Niners, unsung heroes of Niners lore.
Thank you.
Doesn't get enough love, Michael Carter. 95 for I can't drive 95, but I can drive 55.
No, you said it first, right off. The most important 95 is the one you started with. I-95. That's what I used to take from Jersey to get down to RFK, where I saw so many Grateful Dead shows over there. For real, you just take 95 the whole way. It's a very ugly drive, too, dude. You got smokestacks, refineries, trucks all around you. But then you get to the hallowed grounds of RFK, where you can go enjoy the Grateful Dead, and I did that many times. All right, great to be here.
Hold on, shout out to like ugliest drives you've ever taken.
Shout out to Jersey Turnpike. You ain't beating the Turnpike for terror, for ugliness, smokestacks. The Jersey Turnpike is one of the ugliest stretches of road probably in the country.
I'll give 880 a run for its money. I
avoid 880. I don't want any part of 880 unless I got to go to it like Oracle Arena for something. Yeah. I stay well clear of 880 because it's like death race over there. Nobody cares. It's like
you could drive onto 880 at like 10 o'clock on Saturday night and it's jammed up.
Well, dude, true story. When you and I saw Pearl Jam at the Oracle Arena in 2013, it was November of 2013. I left that gig to go back up to the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge to come back home. I was in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and it was like midnight. And that's not a joke. That's a true story. It was brutal. After a long Pearl Jam show, I'm like, please get me home. But bumper-to-bumper. Anyway, great to be here, you guys. Obviously, there's a lot going on today with the news in the NBA. We got 4 of the 5 mafia families involved with Chauncey Billups and Rozier. It's craziness. So we're going to get into that. Also, we have a special guest today. Our great friend, all-time great 49er tight end, Brent Jones, will join us at 12:30. Tony, also, maybe we should check a couple of boxes. Oh, pre-show post of the day, real quick. Goes out to my main man, Los D, who I think he said, hey, you guys, I don't know what spurred this on, but he was talking about eating tacos. And he goes, hey, I'm Mexican, and I've determined that I can eat tacos any day. Los, here's my thing, and that's your pre-show post of the day. Thank you, Los. But I've discovered in my Mexican food travels that the quesadilla offers more kind of punch than the taco. And let me explain why. Like when you get a quesadilla and it's all flattened out and then they roll it up and stuff, dude, you get so much. Like I'm a carnitas guy. So give me the carnitas, dude. They heap it on. So I contend, Los, unless I'm wrong, you got to take me to school on this, that you get more carnitas per square inch than you do when you're eating a taco. That's why I go with the quesadilla. But I like a taco, but I prefer the quesadilla. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, well, Paulie, also, if you're talking tacos, I got to give the fish taco stand outside of McKenna Beach, a.k.a. Big Beach, in Maui. That is the best fish taco I've ever had in my lifetime. I don't know if I'll ever have a better fish taco. It was incredible. And obviously, of course, fresh fish right out of the sea. But I would go taco over... I'll go burrito over taco and quesadilla, and I'll probably go quesadilla over taco, I guess.
Sure. Well, the taco is like a limit. It's a smaller portion. That's kind of what I'm contending. And by the way, Los D, I like to go over to Mission Street. Check out Taqueria Cancun. Badass. Oh, that place. Tony, you like burritos. Go get a burrito, Taqueria Cancun. It freaking rules in there, man.
Absolutely, dude. Other guy, you're getting me hungry, man.
I know, me too. I know. We're gonna work right through our lunch hour too. I know. I shouldn't be talking about food right now. I'm just responding. Yeah.
Oh, good, Paulie. I'm stoked to talk to Brent Jones. I got some questions. But Paulie, can we handle some business first? You know, like, what's the name of the show that was the 2 dudes? New Zealand? Come on, the 2 comedic dudes. They were like musicians and they did like musical skits inside their show.
New Zealand? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yes. Come on. Can anybody help me out in the chat?
New Zealand? What, Tony? What do you smoke today, bro? I'm getting passed it over here because I don't know what you're talking about. New Zealand comedians. Yeah. Help me out, man. I don't know.
Flight of the Conchords. Yes, dude. Those guys are from New Zealand. Thank you, Don Prof. Yes, Flight of the Conchords too. Anyways, they have an episode about business time, and he's singing it's business time, but his business time is is bedroom time for him. But I want to it's business time, Paulie, because we have some business to attend to. Tomorrow, we will be in the backyard of Tom Tolbert's home, broadcasting at high noon. But everybody, just so you know, the show we will be launching on Tom Tolbert's channel, not our channel tomorrow. So we will be on Tom's channel. It'll be all over social media, so you can find it there. But we'll remind you in the morning that to go to Tom Tolbert's channel tomorrow for our show with Tom at noon. And then, Paulie, Monday. La
la la la la la. Yeah, little mamas and the papas. Shout them out. Shout out Mama Cass, dude, walking around wearing that smock. You know what I mean? Just wearing a smock. Yeah. For real. No, she wasn't wearing form-fitting clothes. Mama Cass, dude. She was like threw a sheet over her head and she's like, all right, I'm ready to go on stage. Let's go. You know,
I promise she was very comfortable, I bet. So
well, you know what's funny about Mama Cass, dude? She was a big girl, undeniably, but apparently the boys loved her. Mama Cass had some good loving to offer because a lot of the boys would come to Mama Cass's door. Mama Cass's milkshake is better than yours. Let's just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Yeah. Nice. Shout out Mama Cass all damn day.
Yeah.
We have the Warriors watch party, and now also known as the Defund the Chiefs watch party on Monday at Longbridge Pizza. Yeah. We will be getting going around 4:00, 4-ish. Tickets are available on our YouTube channel at Polymax Particles. Click on the links icon or the links tab, and then you can see the Eventbrite page. Get your tickets because they are going. We got more purchased last night, so they are going. And we will broadcast with Tom Tolbert from 4-ish to 5-ish, and then Tom will head over to the Chase Center, and then we will start our Defund the Chiefs watch party for Monday Night Football at 5:15, right into Warriors Grizzlies at 7 p.m. Paulie, there you go.
Hey, Miriam is correcting me. And how you doing today, Miriam? Good to see you. Pine Needle, all you guys. She's going, Paulie Mac, it wasn't a smock. They call that a house coat. All right. Hey, good enough, man. House coat. All I know is I wish I was part of that Laurel Canyon scene. It just looked like that was like some kind of idyllic kind of hippie paradise in the late 60s. Dude, have you ever gone through Laurel Canyon in Los Angeles, Tony?
No.
Oh, dude, it still has a vibe.
Yeah.
I always make my friend Winks drive me up there just so I can look around. And you can feel it, like Jim Morrison, Joni Mitchell, you know, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Neil Young, all those guys were living up there back in the day. Frank Zappa, and he was driving me through the hills one time. Winks was, and he goes, "Hey, you see this little house coming up here on the right?" I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "That's Tommy Lee's shag pad." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's where Tommy Lee brings." Now I'm outing him. Sorry, Tommy. But now that's where he brings like his ladies when he's trying to like get away from the spotlight. He's got this little pad up in Laurel Canyon that no one's supposed to know about, but I just threw it out there. Anyway, Tommy Lee, invite me over sometime. That's all. Well, let's keep this honest. Yeah.
That's incredible. Also, the Tom Petty, that Tom Petty movie talks a lot about the Laurel Canyon stuff, man. It makes me miss Tom Petty every single freaking day. Yeah. And Ray Goodman, he said that the Petty Theft Show, because Ray won the tickets last weekend that we gave away. He said the Petty Theft Show was really good. He said he was really impressed by their harmonies. So if you need a taste of Tom Petty, go see Petty Theft whenever you can. They gig all over the Bay Area. They're a great band. So Paulie, but back to business, some business.
Yes.
I just want to remind people that on Monday, if you're working till 5 and you can't make it earlier when we get going, still we're going to be there for a while. Come on down to Longbridge Pizza, 2347 3rd Street. We will be there. Neil's serving up a mean all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Dude, how about Beat LA? One of our favorites here on the show, Beat LA, also known as Jessica. She left a $200 gift card for us, for not for Paulie and I, but for all the PMP Familia to have drinks on Beat LA. And she's talk about creating the vibe for the World Series too. You know, Beat LA is buying drinks for the PMP Familia. So go Blue Jays and take it away, P.
Okay, let's do this, Tony. Let's work through a couple of supers, and then I want to do our low Steve Flex funding spot, and then we got to talk about this NBA Mafia ring, this gambling ring going. It's a crazy story. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole thing right now, but we'll get into that in a sec. Okay, supers, thanks for coming by today, guys. Don't need I live on 880, bro. My sympathies, you know what I mean? Well, you're probably used to it. You know how to navigate, dude. I don't belong over there, bro. Every time I go to 880, I'm like, Jesus Christ, everybody's crazy around here. Because you got guys coming from the left lane to the far right lane with no blinkers. You got trucks. It's mayhem over there.
You got a lot of crazy merges on 880. You like coming off of San Mateo Bridge 92, getting onto 880, crazy merge.
Mayhem.
going to what is that, 238 off of 880 to try and get to 580 and 680. That's a crazy merge. So careful, everybody. Just be careful. Take your time when merging. Okay.
Thank you. And thank you, Badges. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
And then Los D, we love Carlos De La Fuente. He's a super as well. He says, another question that makes one think from social media. You must get rid of one. Mexican food versus Italian food for life. Tough call per vote. Mexican is winning. Wow, dude.
I don't even know if I don't know if I can handle that right now. It's it's like a Sophie's choice. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can leave one behind.
Yeah, pick your favorite kid, right? Paulie, I got to go with Italian food.
I think I do too. I need my red sauce. At the end of the day, I got to have some red sauce in me. It's like just part of my.
I gotta have my pasta. Dude.
I gotta have my polenta. You know what I mean? I gotta have my meatballs. I gotta have my lasagna. There's so much there. So yeah, Losti, I'll probably side with the Italian on this one, but that doesn't mean I don't love Mexican because I do. It's like a photo finish, man.
It's funny, dude. Those are my top three cuisines: Mexican, Italian, and Chinese. Bam, bam, bam. Right? Seriously. I mean, Italian first. Then
I think it is for me too. And thank you, Losti. Love you, buddy. We'll do a Losti spot in a second. I think we got one more Super T up there.
Oh, look at this. Patty from Napa checking in.
Yeah.
Wish I could make Monday. Rags and I need to virtual in. Yes, we will be doing the show live. So just watch the show on our channel on Monday at Polymax Particles on YouTube, and you can watch the show if you cannot make it there. But we would love to have as many of you there as possible. It's going to be a fun Monday. We have the whole place to ourselves. So we can pack the joint, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a really fun chat with Tom. And, a precursor will be our tomorrow's show in Tom's backyard. Patty, we'll miss you. Enjoy Lake Havasu, right?
Yeah. Well, Patty's just up there doing Patty stuff. You enjoy yourself, Patty. Don't even worry about Monday. Hey, Beat LA, thank you so much for the generosity. And she makes a comment here. She goes, listen, making somebody choose between Mexican and Italian cuisine is just cruel and unusual punishment. I'm with you, Beat LA. Why leave one out at all? I think we can all have both together and enjoy life. Okay, Flex Funding, Carlos De La Fuente, my main man. We just saw him on a super. Now let's talk a little bit, Tony, about his business out on the streets. In fact, what I'm going to do is share a review that I pulled today because I saw this and I thought it spoke very nicely to the services of Carlos. So this one comes in, and Carlos De La Fuente, by the way, handling all of your financial matters. He can help you with your mortgage. He can help you with private money loans. You see the number there, 925-250-4894. Also, we'll take your emails anytime. He's such a cool guy, such an easy guy to talk to. And the great thing about it is, having a money guy in our corner is so empowering. It just makes you more confident in life. And it's like, hey, if I have a question, I'm going right to Carlos and I know everything's going to be cool. Carlos at myflexnow.com. So check this one out, Tony. Here's a review I pulled from Christina M. She says, I had the pleasure of working with Carlos De La Fuente on a reverse mortgage purchase transaction, which was a first for me. From the very beginning, Carlos demonstrated exceptional communication skills, provided clear and timely updates. Highly recommended. Thank you, Christina M. And that's, I think, speaks pretty clearly to how he handles his clients and how he will work for you. And again, I love this about Carlos. For the people that want to do something that turns out to be ill-advised, like that would actually hurt them, Carlos won't even let you do that. If you go to Carlos and be like, hey, I want to do a reverse mortgage, Carlos. I heard you guys talking about that on Paulie's show. He'll go look at all of your numbers and he'll look at all your information. And if he thinks that's not beneficial to you, he'll pull it off the table and say, you don't want to do that. That's going to wind up hurting you in the long run. So that's the trust. That's why we have the whole kind of campaign about trust Carlos. You can trust Carlos. He's a great guy. He's part of the PMP Familia, Tony, and Flex Funding is ready to go to work for you. So reach out and have Carlos help you get to a better financial reality.
Also, Paulie, reminder, the very popular incentive program drop of 90 basis points. It was set to expire September 15th, extended to October 1st. Then, because of popular demand, extended a third time to October 30th, where the countdown is on. This is October 23rd. You've got 7 days left if you want to take advantage of this incentive program drop of 90 basis points. So save hundreds per month. Okay, on your rate. Okay, save hundreds per month on your rate and get in touch with Carlos De La Fuente. And Paulie, if I can read one other review, this is the coolest. This is the coolest review. Where'd it go? Let me find it. This is from somebody named Gianni Spatocco. And Carlos
he must be friends with Tony Vitello, but go ahead.
Dude, funny news on Tony Vitello we can get to in a sec too.
Okay.
Carlos De La Fuente was super supportive for my Auntie Linda with finally getting her reverse mortgage finalized. She had gone through 3 other agents who promised to make it work, only to find out they had no clue what to do. Then along comes Carlos, she says. After our first chat with him, we realized that he had finally found who we needed. We exhaled and let him take the wheel. Carlos was constantly in contact with Linda and was always available for her. We highly, highly recommend Carlos De La Fuente for the job. And Paulie, we can say that locally. I've got buddies here, right here in San Carlos and Belmont, that are using Carlos as we speak, or have locked up stuff with Carlos in the last couple of weeks. So give Carlos a call, 925-250-4894, 925-250-4894, or you can email him, carlos@myflexnow.com. Love Los, and again, we trust Los and we respect Los, and he's going to take care of you if you give him a call.
Thanks, Los. Always a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure. All right, Tony, before Brent Jones comes on today, can we get into this Chauncey Billups thing? I woke up today and I saw the news. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? So Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard, Chauncey Billups, obviously up with the Trailblazers, they have just been busted by the freaking FBI in a sting they called, this is the official FBI name, Operation Royal Flush. You got me? Operation Royal Flush. So far, 30 people have been arrested. 30. And I guess this involves illegal sports betting and rigged poker games, where I guess these high-profile NBA names were luring in like people to play, and then they were getting ripped off at the table. I heard there were like cameras under the table. There's all kinds of craziness going on here. But I got to tell you, it's one of the oldest stories in sports. That's why, like, as long as there's going to be organized crime and the 5 families in New York, and I understand, Tony, 4 of the 5 families have their hands in this thing. Which are the families again? Lucchese's, Genovese. Who are they again, T?
It's the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese crime families that are indicted in this whole scheme, dude. And by the way, how about the fact that the leading the U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York is a Paisan as well, Joseph Nocella. So Joseph Nocella is the one reporting on all this, and he's talking about these crime families. Chauncey Billups, what are you doing, dude?
What are you doing? That's what I always say. These guys, the professional athletes, professional coaches, these guys are handsomely paid. That's why I never understand like athletes that get involved with stuff like this. They can't want for money. I wouldn't think they could in this day and age where they're so highly paid. I mean, these guys are handsomely paid, Tony. And the fact that they're out there risking everything, and that's it. They're done. These guys will never be back in the NBA when the smoke clears. And you know what's crazy, Tony? I think that this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this is just coming out. I think you're going to probably see more pretty high-profile NBA names coming down with more of these indictments as this story continues to unfold. It's crazy.
It's insane, man. But it also goes to show you that we've heard the stories about like these pro athletes that have a bunch of hangers on that also want money. You know, from their posse, their family.
It's like you with your posse. Like they all want a piece. They all want a piece of your kingdom. I've seen them. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. But so, and also like money mismanaged. And so they feel the need to gamble. And then also, what are you doing getting involved with those crime families, man? Like what?
Well,
that is just, I mean,
that's what I was going to say a minute ago. That is one of the oldest stories in sports. And that's why they, for a very long time, until the past 10 years, gambling was always kept separate from pro sports. You can't have a marriage of the two because stuff like this happens. But the mafia would generally try to get to a player to affect the outcome of a game. There was a big Boston College scandal in basketball decades back, or they try to get to a referee like they do with Patrick Mahomes. Oops. Oh, did I say that? Sorry. I hope they go down next. When is the big Chief scandal coming? Come on, you guys. Get that Italian FBI agent to go investigate the Chiefs next. I'm telling you. And I saw your post, Rags. I'm with you 1,000,000%. The Chiefs are next. I want the Chiefs to get exposed with being in bed with the referees, because it certainly feels like that to me sometimes that they are. But, you know, this is not the first time this has happened. It'll probably happen again. But we're not used to seeing something like this with these kind of very high-profile names. This is crazy, man.
Dude, and also, Paulie, the whole adage of where there's smoke, there's fire couldn't be, more evident right here. And it makes me think with our hashtag Shady Shohei, something's going to come out down the road about him. And somebody, I forget who said to me, was it Escobar? Somebody said that LeBron and Damon Jones, who's indicted in this case, are very tight friends. So I'm just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it makes me think that this is going on everywhere, and these guys were just dumb enough to get caught, right? I just feel like this is just one case, and I'm sure there's a ton of this going on behind closed doors. And then it's weird too, because then you've got all of this gambling on sports games now happening through FanDuel and DraftKings.
I know. I've always found that to be very curious. Like you're playing with fire, but I guess the money is too tempting. It's too good for them to turn away. So they've legalized it in a lot of these cases. Like Tony said, FanDuel and Prize Picks and all these different companies that offer like legalized gambling. You're ultimately playing with fire. I mean, you really are. And as soon as it like steps over that line into the professional world and you got players and coaches involved, I mean, like, do you think this will affect the NBA in any way, shape, or form in terms of how it's perceived? I actually don't think it will. I think the fans love NBA basketball. They're going to continue to watch. But how about you? Do you think that people will be suspect now of the product?
I think people will always enjoy basketball for the joy of the love of the game, but I think they'll also always be suspect of this going on behind closed doors, man. And Paulie, listen to this. The sophisticated cheating technologies used by these crime families, dude. Shuffling machines that could read cards in the deck, poker chip trays with hidden cameras.
Yeah, I heard that.
Special contact lenses and glasses that could read pre-marked cards, and an X-ray poker table that could read cards face down on the table, dude. I mean, that is some high-end stuff we're talking about here, man. It's just Billups, who is known as quote unquote the face card in the scheme, helped to organize and played in games held in Vegas.
How do you have time to do all this stuff when you're like trying to coach an NBA team? Like, how do you have time to do this? You know what I mean? To operate a scam this sophisticated with all those detailed X-ray lenses and cameras and marked cards. It's like, bro, do you have a game plan to be working on? Don't you have like coaching to do? I honestly don't know how you can fit it in, Tony, just in terms of the scheduling. How does he have time to do this, man?
I don't know, man. And it's just like, I don't know. Like you watch these, you know, you watch The Sopranos, you watch The Godfather, and it's like, okay, like, these are powerful families, man, that I just wouldn't mess with.
Are you talking about the Lucchese's and Genovese? Yeah, no, that's no joke. It's no joke, man.
Right,
no joke.
Man. Yeah. And like, I don't know. But again, these guys get used to just being ultra wealthy, and then they mismanage their dough. And next thing you know, they need dough. And it's like they look at options, and this is an easy way to make dough, I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, I think this thing is far from over. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're going to hear a lot more about high profile names. That would be my expectation. And it's funny, before we came on the air today, I was looking at Twitter, and Rod Brooks posted something. Shout out Brooksy. Brooksy said, dude, you know what's going to be great? When the heat starts getting turned up by the FBI, Brooksy goes, it's going to be great watching these NBA guys roll over on each other just to save their own hides. Like, well, you know, he was in on it too. Like, if Brooksy's like saying they're going to start ratting out more guys, he's probably right, because that's the first thing they do. They'll talk to you and they'll say, listen, we will give you a break, but you need to give us information. And that's where the dominoes start to fall, because some of these guys are going to, Tony, as the mafia would say, some of these guys are going to start to sing, okay? Yeah. And once you start singing, and then if you have to go away for like a 6-month sentence, good luck. good luck. They don't like rats in the big house, from what I've heard, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I was like tied in with the mafia, and at any minute, if I don't do what they say,
I mean, and there's nowhere to hide, dude. They got people everywhere. There's nowhere to freaking hide. Right. If the mafia wants you, they're gonna find you. Yeah.
You want to talk about making a great movie, though? This is the making of a great movie.
Well, you remember the movie? There was a great basketball, like point shaving movie called Blue Chips with Nick Nolte, where he played the coach. I'll never forget this. I showed that movie, or it was on HBO or something years ago. My son James was very young. He was probably 9 or 10 years old, loves basketball. He was playing CYO hoop, and he came in the room and Blue Chips was on, and I had to explain that to him. Like, he was like, what's point shaving? What's going on here? But like, it has been addressed on screen before. I'm just saying. And that's a pretty good one, Blue Chips. I like that one.
Blue Chips is really good, dude. I think Rags actually mentioned in a text this morning, he gave props to Nick Nolte. An underrated role for Nick Nolte, I might add, by the way.
I think Nick Nolte in general is underrated. I think the world needs more Nick Nolte. You know what I mean?
More Nolte, please. Favorite actor? Nolte.
Yeah. Nolte, yeah.
Who are your favorite actors? I don't know. Redford, De Niro, Pacino, Nolte,
Nolte, yeah. Nick Nolte. Dude, the more I say it, the more I like it. Nick Nolte.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dude, Don Peralta in the chat saying Silver Lining Playbook. Yeah, it's Silver Linings Playbook. That's, by the way, that movie, man. Whoo. I don't know. I watched it once. So freaking heavy.
It's a great film. Yeah.
Great film, dude. And Bradley Cooper, man, that showed me his chops. That movie really showed me his chops. Because was that before or after Hangover? That was after Hangover, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was hilarious in Hangover, and then he does this other role in Silver Linings Playbook. I'm like,
well, that was like the coming out party for Jennifer Lawrence too. That was like her first really big movie, and she's fantastic. By the way, also shout out Tony, shout out Nick Nolte as the Vietnam vet in Tropic Thunder. Dude, with the hooks, dude. He's got the fake hooks on his hand. Yeah, I was in the jungle, man, blowing up Charlie and all this stuff. His hair's flying all over the place, and then it turns out like the hooks are fake. The whole thing was a fake. He made it up. He was like, oh yeah, well, don't pay attention to that. The hook comes flying up. Yeah, Nolte in Tropic Thunder. That's a great role.
I need to revisit Tropic Thunder, man, because
Danny, out of control, dude. Out of control.
Robert De Niro, Danny McBride,
dude, Simple Jack, bro. Simple effing Jack. I got Ben Stiller with the hammer, dude, chasing butterflies
with the haircut too, man.
And the teeth, dude. The teeth.
Yes, dude, I mean, I would like to go back and watch that. That movie could not be made today. No way.
No way. God, no. God, no. That movie could not be made today. Not without upsetting like 90% of the population.
Hey, Paulie, just because I'm seeing this on the chat, if you'll just indulge me for a second. If I can get this. Oh, God bless America. Okay, here we go. Because I see this on the chat, people talking about Nolte's mugshot, Paulie.
Oh, I've seen it. I know. Oh, poor bastard.
I mean, that is just.
Hey, listen, I've had a couple nights like that. I'm not going to lie. I just got away with it. That's all. They didn't get me, but they got Nick. Yeah,
But he kept the top shelf buttoned on his Hawaiian shirt.
Damn right. He's a gentleman. Sure.
How does your hair look like that, but your shirt stays buttoned to the top shelf, man?
I don't know. Well, God bless this guy. I got Nolte's back. I got his back, man. Yeah.
All day, man. All day. And dude, have you ever? Well, I don't know if you want to talk about
what. Have I what?
Have you ever had a mugshot taken or been in a lineup? I've never been.
Thank God. No, I have not. Have you?
No, it's the same. But
have I ever been in a lineup? All right, everybody, turn to your left. Yeah. You know what I mean? Face me, turn to your left. Yeah. With the number, dude, holding the little tag, your little prison number or whatever. No, thank God. Let me knock on some wood too. Let's keep it that way. I don't belong in jail, bro. Believe me, I wouldn't survive an hour. Not even an hour. I'd be somebody's fee within 10 minutes. I'd be like, hey, pretty boy, you're with me from now on. I'd be like, all right, I guess that's how it's going down. I wouldn't even try to fight it. I got no chance. No chance. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not made for the big house, bro. I'm really not.
No, but Chauncey Billups might be heading to the big house, and Terry Rozier and Damon Jones. These guys might be heading to the big house after this story. Like, I don't know. I'm very, very curious to see how Adam Silver handles this, because this is a huge story, man. And
well, the last time there was this, honestly, I'm not saying this for effect. I think the last time there was a gambling scandal of this size, it involved Michael Jordan. Back in the 90s when he was under the microscope because he was spotted in Atlantic City like a couple of hours before a playoff game against the Knicks. And then, there was speculation that, he had ties to organized crime too. And I remember Sports Illustrated showed pictures of checks that Jordan had written to wise guys for gambling debts. So there was a lot of suspicion around Jordan. Now, maybe the league protected him. I don't know. But I don't think, even if they did, I would be willing to bet Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier are not going to get that kind of consideration. They're going to be going down. And I got to think this is going to be a lifetime ban. I mean, I don't see how they could ever get back in the league after this. Do you think they would ever be admitted back in?
But I did read, I think it was in 2023, there were 30 bets placed regarding Rozier. Bets placed on over under for total minutes played by Rozier. I think it was 30 bets on this placed in 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden Rozier leaves the game, that people bet on him. He left the game 10 minutes in, citing a foot injury. So it's like, that is how these guys take charge of these bets. And then obviously they collect on the back end. It's like, that is just as shady as it gets, man. So this is how this unfolds. I sure hope it doesn't get swept under the rug, because I really want this stuff to get handled, and for the integrity of the game, integrity of professional sports. There's
The
going to
hardest
be
thing about this, I always felt like I was saying that a minute ago. The hardest thing about this, especially when you're a parent, is trying to explain this to your kids who are like young and impressionable. Like Tony's kids are still young. They're young. Like you're going to have to explain this to Dom. That's going to be a complicated kind of story to explain to a young kid who just tunes in to watch the for the love of the game. Now you're like, Dad, what's an X-ray contact lens? Dad, what's a marked card? You know what I mean? You're gonna have to get through that whole wrap, and that is unfortunate.
What's not unfortunate, but very fortunate, Paulie, is that we have a special guest who just entered the green room.
Yeah.
And, man, I can't wait to hear what he thinks about our green room and all the treats and things we left out for him. But if we can just let open the curtains and let Brent Jones onto the show, Paulie, here he comes.
Absolutely. Where is he?
Yeah. Dude, look at the title. Look at his title.
What's up, boys?
Murph's Master.
Yeah, I own Murph.
By the
That
way,
corporate sellout.
so a couple of weeks ago, Tony, myself, Brent Jones, BY, we're watching the Rams Niners Thursday night game, and we did a group photo. It's a really cool picture. And Brent Jones goes, hold on, let me write a caption. And the caption was, Murph sucks. And then he sent it to Murph. I was like, oh, that's the perfect caption. Brent, great to see you, brother. How you doing today, man?
Paulie, I'm doing great. It's so awesome to be on with you and Tony, and I love giving Murph a hard time. In fact, I think yesterday he busted me with Steve Young on a show, and so it's always fun to come back at the old scribe Murph. But no, I gotta say, it's so awesome to be hanging out with you guys. We had a blast that night. It's just like old times, and so fired up to be on the show.
Rock and roll, man. Well, we love having you on, Brent. And speaking of that night, so this was the Thursday night Niners at Rams game. And it's funny, Brent, that we really were treated to a great game that night. And that was the night really that I really thought Mac Jones earned his stripes, because first of all, the Rams are a really good team. And he goes down there. He was getting roughed up all night, lots of late hits, but he kept his composure. He delivered the ball. And I feel like that was an important win for the season, but also just a big night for Mac Jones. What's your view of Mac Jones at this point after that night and then a couple of games since?
Well, Paulie, that was the win of the season for sure. Thus far. And I was dreading not the event, I was dreading the game itself. I thought we were going to get worked. And I got to say, Mac Jones and the Niners stepped up big. And like you said, he was cool in the pocket. He took some shots. He was accurate. He delivered the ball. And man, he just had some grit and fight to him. And that really has changed the trajectory of this season. It's been tough with Brock out. Obviously, it's getting closer, but he's not all the way back yet. And to have a backup quarterback that can play and win games is so key nowadays in the NFL. That just feels like there's injuries everywhere, and that's hard to deal with. And there's some teams that have backup quarterbacks that can't win, and you can see them week in and week out. And it changes everything inside the locker room and on the field, and it's so tough, especially when you have the amount of talent that the Niners do. But man, hopefully we're getting back and getting healthy soon.
I hope so too. Go ahead, T.
By the way, Brent, I love where you're sitting. That is your man cave, right? That is
it is. Man, I'm too lazy to move. Like, to be honest, like this is my background. And my wife got this beautiful painting of me a couple years ago, stuck it right in the middle of the office. And it's like I don't have anywhere else to do my podcasts from. It's like, gosh darn it. It looks like the worst is when I'm on business calls and I'm like, yeah, I got to apologize for that. It's like, hey, nothing like having a big old picture of yourself in the background.
You're like, oh, that's just a tribute to myself. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Tony.
I freaking love it. I love it, Brent. Are you kidding me? Dude, you mentioned Brock Purdy. Have you ever had anything like similar to turf toe, or you ever had any experience with turf toe?
You know what? I had a very minor case, and it was brutal. You don't realize you can't run, you can't move, you can't push off. You kind of limp around, you kind of walk on your heel a little bit. And man, it was horrific for whatever couple weeks that I had. And I remember hearing that I didn't have a bad case. And I'm like, what is a bad case? Like, I wouldn't even want to know what it is. But yeah, I mean, obviously Joe Burrow knows what a bad case is. And I'm just glad that Brock's hanging in there because we're going to need him in the near future.
You know, and Brent, how important is it, you know, when you're part of a team in the locker room, on the practice field? Because my observation of the way the teammates have responded to Mac Jones stepping in has been incredibly positive. Like, apparently, Mac Jones is a really funny dude. Like, he's always cracking guys up. And that seems to go a long way because you can feel the love they have for this kid, Mac Jones, when he's on the field. And, like, just how important of the winning process is that ingredient in the equation, just like supporting Mac Jones, which they all seem to do.
It's huge, Paulie. And you guys know, like, there's good locker rooms and there's not so good locker rooms. The 49ers have a great locker room. There's cohesion, collegial component. These guys like each other. They care about each other. They know their families. Here comes a new guy, Mac Jones. I guarantee you his grit and determination on the field and the fact that he's prepared has probably changed the guy's perception in the locker room of him. I mean, if you're the backup quarterback, nobody really knows kind of who you are, what you do. You go out there, you earn it, you're tough, you fight through some brutal shots, and all of a sudden there's a new respect for you. The fact that he's engaged and funny and part of the crew, I'm not surprised. We never really heard those stories out of New England, but we never hear anybody's funny in New England. So I'm sure coming here, he had Kendrick Bourne, he had the connection. I mean, we've seen it. It's been lethal at times. All those things work together for him. And it's great to see because I got to say, backup quarterback now is one of the most important positions on a team.
No doubt.
How can it not be?
No,
I mean, whether it's during the course of a game, whether it's one game, whether it's two games, whether it's half the season. I mean, your whole season can go right down the tubes. Ask the Baltimore Ravens if you don't have a guy that's prepared to play.
Yeah, or ask the Cincinnati Bengals. Although,
my gosh,
I know, and I feel bad for Joe Burrow, Brent. I really like that dude. He has certain qualities that actually remind me of Joe Montana. I'm not saying he's as good as Joe, but he reminds me of Joe in certain ways. So, to your point, I mean, you lose a guy like that, that's essentially the end of the season. Hey, Tony, can we give Brent some listener questions? Because I see we got supers coming in here.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Get out of here. You guys actually pay attention to the screen? I'm used to Tolbert. Like, he doesn't pay attention at all.
Well, these guys are coming in. Here we go. So Patty from Napa, the legendary Patty from Napa. Welcome to the show, Brent. Great to have you here.
Oh, Patty, thank you. That is awesome to be welcome, but especially by somebody from Napa. It was great. And we had a special time the last time the three of us were in Napa. So thanks, Patty. Appreciate you watching.
And here's another one. Aaron Kask says, Brent, looking at how NFL rules nowadays are so geared to offense, do you feel pride that you excelled in a more defensive era, or are you jealous that you could have had even more success in today's NFL? That's from Aaron Kask.
Aaron, I feel both of those things, dang it. And all the time. In fact, when I played, there were no rules. Guys could literally hold me, grab me, beat the crap out of me. They didn't count the tight end as a receiver back then, really. And so nobody ever called PI or holding against me. You get drilled, you get speared, you get knocked out, you got targeted. It didn't matter. There was no rules. But you were tough. You were tough as heck. So I do take great pride in that, but I'm super jealous because now guys go waltzing off the line of scrimmage. I used to have 260-pound linebackers 2 inches from me, grab me and hold me, and the ref would never do anything. You have to fight your way off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You know, you're talking about that era of football, Brent. Have you seen the Netflix documentary series about the 90s Cowboys? Have you seen that?
I have. I didn't finish it, Paulie. I was watching up till episode 5, and I really got tired of Jerry Jones making about Jerry Jones because I want to hear more about the players. I know all those guys, respect them. Man, the football footage is intense. It's awesome. Yep. And we keep going back to the owner, like and Jimmy Johnson. That's great. Last time I checked, nobody tuned in to watch you guys. But let's make a whole Netflix series about it.
But to your point, though, man, when you see the footage of 92, 93, and 94, those NFC championship games, yourself and Steve Young is part of it. So is Jerry Rice, Bill Romanowski, Carmen Policy is interviewed. So a lot of great 49ers are represented there. But then when you see the footage from those games, you're like, damn, it was so violent back then. Like you said, the game was so freaking violent back then. And I kind of miss that intensity of that era. I really do sometimes.
Yeah, I agree, Paulie. And, I'm not going to be an old guy hater of today's game. I still watch so many games. I watch all the Niners games. I respect these guys. They're playing at an elite level. But the rules have changed. The physicality has changed. Players have rights. Yep. We had no rights. Are you kidding? You can only have 10 padded practices. I would have loved to have seen Coach Walsh with that coming down. Like, there are no rights. Sorry, Coach. That's we can't do double days. That's not allowed. We have rights. And so it is a little different, of course. But yeah, no, I for sure wish I could play in today's NFL.
Hey, Brent, do you think that has anything to do with this? All the rules that the Players Association has in place now. Do you think that has anything to do with injuries these days?
Tony, I absolutely do think that. And I don't know that I'm right. But one thing we used to say, the only way you can get ready for football is to play football. And that's pads. It's double days. It's tweaking your ligaments. It's pushing off. It's having somebody smash you and you're pushing and battling and holding and grabbing, whether it's your groin muscles, whether it's your abdominal muscles, whether it's your quads or your hamstrings or your calf or your Achilles, whatever it is, beating the crap out of each other in a controlled space for 5 or 6 weeks got you ready for the season. That almost doesn't exist. And it feels like there's so many more injuries nowadays and on stupid things that, guys are out with ab pulls for 5 or 6 weeks. And there's hamstrings all the time. Like, we didn't have hamstrings for a month or 6 weeks. We didn't have quads and all that. Right. You just played through it, wrapped it up and played through it. And I think the fact that of course, everyone's so afraid of injuries that they're not prepared to play. I've always said the first month of the regular season is like the preseason. I mean, the guys are making dumb mistakes. Guys are falling down. Guys are out of position. There's bad communication. This is kind of the start of, okay, guys are now in shape to play football, and you're starting to see better play across the board.
Yeah. Hey, Brent, I want to ask you, we talked about this the night we hung out at the winery. But my favorite play with you involved was down the seam and you catching it over the shoulders, down the seam. Young or Montana would put it right in the breadbasket for you. But I wanted to ask you, was there a specific play that was your favorite play to run when you were playing?
So, Tony, that was it. We had multiple iterations. Steve and I called it the pipe. Like, you gotta just throw it down the pipe. Yeah. Like, so it's obviously called the seam route, but we'd be screaming for the pipe, or I'd be screaming for the pipe. But we'd have iterations with a play action. And I gotta say, like, when Roger Craig or Ricky Waters are in the backfield and you go to play action them, man, those linebackers step up. And people played us a lot more back then in 2-deep coverage because of Jerry and JT. Yeah. You get those linebackers to step up, man, it's not even close. Like, you're going by him and the safety has to come over. Now, if Steve or Joe lead me too far out of the middle, then a safety's going to rock me, which every now and then it happened. And that's okay. I didn't care. I said, I don't care if I get knocked out. Just keep throwing me the ball. Because I wanted to catch some passes. But yeah, the seam route was great, Tony. We'd call it straight up. We'd call it out of play action. Nice. We'd have multiple iterations off of it, and it was a blast. And it feels like there's more teams that have kind of gotten away from it. You'll still see George catch him. Kelsey used to catch some. Who else recently? There's one or two guys out there that can still do it, but you got to have more kind of a receiver mentality. And some of these guys are big and not as agile as the smaller guys in the old days.
So, Brent, you just mentioned George Kittle, and how great was it, man, to see him return to the lineup last week? And you get the instant result, too. Christian McCaffrey was just named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And I guess my question about Kittle in that role is, how much of the ground game, how much of the success running the football last week do you think should be attributed to the return of George Kittle? Because he was in on a lot of those plays just blocking.
He was, and it certainly helps. And you're blocking either the outside linebacker or defensive end more likely these days, and just keeping that guy out of the play allows for some more cutback, really, for Christian. And you saw some plays open up that were a direct impact by George's block, and I think those are the things that are going to get us going to the next level. And our run game, as I don't want to say struggled, but it's been very average this year up until the last game. And we weren't getting interior push as well. And so this last game, our center and two guards were getting some push. We're making things happen on the Falcons side of the line of scrimmage. And when you have that, you give Christian McCaffrey another yard in his stride to start instead of getting hit in the backfield. Man, he's so dangerous. He's so much fun to watch. And it looked like, well, I know for sure he hasn't lost a step, but it looked like years past where our run game was dominant. And so our offensive line is still working on their cohesiveness, but this last game was a great sign, and I hope we can carry that over this week.
Hey, Brent, it's National Tight Ends Day this coming Sunday, so happy National Tight Ends Day.
Thank you. You guys will laugh. So once a year in Dallas, there is a Dallas 49ers club. Nice. And they've been asking me for the last 5 years, and I always say, one game I'll come. Yeah. And they actually have a big bar and grill, and they have TVs all over the place, and there's 100 Niner fans right by the Cowboys practice field. It's right there near Jerry World. Wow. And it is hilarious. And that's what I'm doing. I forgot it was National Tight Ends Day. That'll be perfect because I'll be there on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
For the Texan game. So that's I'm ready to roll.
Dude, that is great.
Go ahead. So you got another one? Go ahead.
Yeah. You should go to the Tight End University and be an instructor at that university. We should be there with Greg. I think Greg Olson goes every year. But I mean, I do love the fact that they get together and do this, but I feel like pay homage to, I mean, one of the great.
We do need an old guy section. We need the senior citizen section. I don't know if we could teach them anything. The game has changed. Like, we used to have to spend half of our life getting off the line of scrimmage. Like, those guys, there's just a big defensive end. They just go around them and it's like freebie. Yeah. So that was half the battle. And then obviously setting up routes. Those guys are so smart and well respected nowadays. Maybe we could teach them a trick or two, but they're all pretty sophisticated, I would say.
Yeah, man. And Brent, only since we were just talking about the 49er ground game a couple of minutes ago, I have two all-time great Niner running backs I want to mention to you and get your reactions. One of them is Frank Gore, and I bring him up because he's moving along the process with the Hall of Fame, and he could be a first ballot guy. To me, he is. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my mind. But when you watch Frank Gore's career, like, I always thought he would have fit in great with your teams. Like, him and Patrick Willis could have fit right in on those 80s and 90s Niner great teams. But how would you feel about Frank Gore? Like, I don't want to see this whole thing like they did with Bryant Young, make him keep coming back year after year and then finally let him in. Like, I say, open the door and let Frank Gore in. What's your view of that?
I agree. I agree, Paulie. And I'd be like over the top on Frank Gore, but I'm also a little frustrated about Roger not getting in. And so when I see another running back, I'm like, well, wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
And so I want them both to be in. But I think anytime one of our teammates, one of our great alumni is going to go in, I think it's to be celebrated throughout the 49er world. And so I've been around Frank a couple times. Great dude, super tough, gritty. Just, I mean, he still looks like he could pound through on 4th and 2. But we need Raj there too. And I just, what I don't want to have happen is Frank get in and then everybody forget about Roger.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, dude. We were campaigning on the air at KMBR for years for Roger Craig. And I don't know what the resistance is. I really don't. I mean, when you look at what Roger Craig achieved, I mean, and Bill Walsh clearly saw that he could do both. The first 1,000 guy in the history of the league. It had never happened before, like that alone. And then you throw in the Super Bowl rings. I mean, I don't know what's missing from his resume. Like, I don't know what they're looking for. I don't get it.
I don't know. Just the 1,000 and the rings in and of themselves are like, he's in. Like, he should be in. The problem nowadays, Paulie, is, and you guys can appreciate this, all the guys voting never saw him play.
Yeah, that sucks.
And that's, I mean, it's tough to have. And even back then, half those guys, I mean, you look at some of those sports writers, they'd be asleep. They'd never even stay up for the West Coast games.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the running game, Brent, CMC, NFC Player of the Week this week, an incredible game last week, and just looked like the CMC that we've always known was in there. How do you feel about his usage so far? And
everybody.
Yeah.
Good call, Tone. Yeah, I know you get a little nervous because he's getting a lot of use. I do think it's great we have Brian Robinson. I mean, people don't realize what a stud he is, and he's dealt with some of the same things that CMC has. We haven't gotten a lot of push. We haven't been able to get him into the open field, but he's a very physical, punishing runner, and it'll be nice when we have some games where we can get up to maybe rest Christian a little bit. He's been the one positive thing I will say is he's been catching a heck of a lot of passes, but he's not getting, 8 and 9 hits on those passes. It's 1 or 2. So, when he gets a lot of carries, that's when I get concerned because you're taking shots, 7, 8 shots in one carry. But I being an old guy, I'm like, okay, we got to dial it back a little bit. But there are times just like that seam route that he ran last week. There's times where Kyle says, hey, you're not coming to the bench, get back in the game. We need you on this play. And that could have been the difference in the game. So I get both sides of it, but Kyle's well aware of it too. It's just, we probably give him 3 or 4 or 5 carries more per game early in the season than we probably expected to.
Yeah.
But that kid's in such freaking phenomenal, shape. It's like, he's going to be fine.
Just to follow up real quick, Paulie, is Brent, like, it reminds me of when they had to tell Steve Young, hey, dude, can you just go out of bounds instead of taking on another hit?
Yeah.
Right? Brent, I mean, obviously
he's a knucklehead. He just can't help it.
What was it like playing with Steve? Because I know you guys, I love you guys' riffs between each other. What was it like playing with Steve?
It was great. I mean, he's such a competitor, just 100% focused, just always in his playbook, trying to figure out a nuance, watching film, like digging deep. He's just totally, he would have been a nerd in the classroom because he was just like, now I don't think his study habits in college were that good or for the bar exam, if you're asking me. But,
nice.
But on the football field, he was in it. And off the field, he was in it. And he was studying and the nuance and the complication to call all these plays and to be able to have the ability to audible and understand and communicate it correctly. I mean, it's a lot outside of just having to physically perform, throw the ball to the open guy and put it in the right spot. So he was one of the great competitors, obviously Hall of Famer, following a Hall of Fame career by Joe. I mean, it's so ridiculously rare. And it was amazing to play, obviously, with both of those guys. But I was Steve's roommate, and so babysat his butt for 10 years.
Yeah, someone had to. I got to tell you.
Oh, my gosh, you have no idea.
I bet. So, Brent, Tony and I go freaking crazy with this, man. Being around, like you just mentioned this a minute ago, with the Hall of Fame voters who never saw Roger Craig, having to be, because Tony and I are old guys now too, and we're surrounded by all these young bucks who are like, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes he's reinventing the quarterback position. We've never seen anything like this. I'm like, are you freaking serious? I mean, first of all, every one of Mahomes' passes is a 5-yard dump. That's it. And then second of all, when he tucks it in and runs, he just does this little like tap dance on the sidelines and he'll step out. Dude, Steve Young used to tuck it in and run right up the gut, challenging linebackers. So it's like, I am so burnt out on the Mahomes talk. And then when you start talking about Steve Young, I'm like, That's what a mobile quarterback looks like. That's what a real competitor looks like. I don't know. Is it me, Brent, or am I just an angry old man now? I don't know.
Well, you're a little angry, Paulie, but that's okay. I get angry too. I get fired up. I will say Patrick Mahomes is people do go over the top about him, but he's pretty dang studly. And that guy wins ball games.
He does.
But Steve Young was a different dog coming out of the backfield. Like he could fly, and people weren't catching him. And not only was he accurate as heck, but you get him out of the pocket, he had some moves to him too. And then every once in a while he tried to show everybody he's John Wayne and slam into a linebacker and lay on the ground and get up and like, okay, John Wayne, get back in the huddle.
Yeah.
We know you're a tough guy.
Yeah.
You're the toughest quarterback. Wow, that's saying something.
Hey, man.
Hey, hold on, Paulie, real quick. We have a couple more supers here, Brent. So they wanted to get on the show. This is Escobar Cheeks the Third. He says you can't tell the story, Brent, of the NFL without Roger Craig. So he's giving his love to Roger as well.
Love it, Escobar. Very cool.
It's out there, man. And then one of our, basically the art director of our show, Brent, this is Don Peralta. He says, we need to get you out here for a Paulie, Tony, Tom Tolbert, and Steve Young roundtable. Thank you for joining the PMP Army today. That's from Dom. So,
man, that would be a lethal roundtable, Dom. I guarantee it.
Actually, Brent, we need some advice. We need some coaching advice from you, because tomorrow Tony and I are going to be guests in Tolbert's backyard, and we haven't done that show yet. Yeah. So we're going to be the guests of honor. So what do we need to know going into that situation?
Anything can happen, Paulie, as you know. And just know when you're on the air, like, we've got some background right now. Everyone's background looks spectacular. Tom's sitting out in his backyard. He got a fence. It looks like it's black and white. And he's just sitting there like, hey, what's up, dog? And so bring some background, because he doesn't really have any.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
He has a lot of content, but no background.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Brent, I just before we let you go here, do you still feel that the Niners have a really good shot this season with all of the injuries, with all the setbacks? Do you still feel?
Yeah. So, Tony, it's a great question. So if you would have asked me 10 days ago, I would have said, you know what, Tone? I'd love to say yeah, but I'm not so sure, because you can't really replace a Fred Warner.
Yeah.
And man, Tatum Bethune was a stud.
Yeah.
And even if he's 60% of Fred Warner, we have enough guys that are capable of getting to that level. And so I was feeling really good. And let's face it, he's a young guy. He's going to be out of position now and then. He might miss some tackles, but he actually was much more significant than I expected. And that one thing, and I have to mention Bryce Huff, and I know he pulled his hammy, but man, as he picked it up since we lost Bosa. And so you get a couple guys and you get some momentum and you get some confidence. I'm saying, yeah, I believe this team can still get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing about sports, man. It's just people, when they get their shot. I mean, look at Brady. Brady, because of Bledsoe's injury, right? You get your shot, you take advantage of it.
So
right?
crazy. I broadcast that game, and I went back. I was so bummed because I was friends with Bledsoe. And I'm like, oh, Tom Brady, that's nice. Yeah, you went to Michigan? I never really heard of you, but and he came to all the Niners games. He was such a smart kid, and I was like, I love this guy. But I broadcast his first game. I'm like, so, Tom, did they cut the playbook? And he goes, no, not at all. And I go, seriously? No, I know the whole thing. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the Tom Brady that we all know now. That was junior Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool.
The first step of the whole thing. Well, listen,
and there
Brent,
he is. Yeah.
Hey, man, we appreciate the time today. It's always a pleasure to hang out and talk. And again, Murph's Master joins us today.
Murph's Master. Dominating Murph for 35 years.
Hey, Brent, hold on. One more. We got one more super for Brent. It just popped up. Let him see that before we let him go.
One more super. And also, just you can also catch Brent most Mondays. Is it most Mondays with Tommy, right?
Yep. It's Mondays. What time is Tommy's on? We're on at 1
Thank you.
o'clock Bay Area time.
1 o'clock Pacific on Mondays. Check out Brent and Tom from Tom's Backyard and Brent's Man Cave. But this is from Beat LA. Thank you so much, Beat LA, for the super. She says, Brent, hold a special place in the Beat LA household. My dining room table has my wedding photo on one side and a signed Brent Jones jersey on the other.
Now that's a legit. You know, the funny thing is that's my house too.
Yeah, man. Right there in the dining room.
That is so awesome. And we got the Beat LA poster too in our bedroom.
Oh, badass. Hey, Brent, you're the man, brother. We love you, and thanks so much for the time today. Be well.
All right, guys, you got to have me back on one of these days.
We'll get back to you. We will for sure. Thank you, Brent.
All right, fellas, take care.
Cheers, man. Brent Jones, everybody. How about that, man? I don't want to say this while he's still on the show, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the greatest tight end in Niner history. Period. End of story. I love George Kittle. I love Vernon Davis. On and on it goes. But come talk to me when you've got the 3 rings like Brent Jones does. So, just a pleasure to have Brent on too.
We talked about this last night, Paulie, and Brent just reiterated the point that the guys from that era of 49ers football are such good dudes, right? Think about Steve Young, his contribution to the game after his playing days, right? Joe keeps a low profile because that's just Joe's vibe, right? And I fully respect and appreciate
that. You got to understand, though, Tony, for real, in Joe's defense, honestly, I think that you got to understand that for Joe Montana, and he lives in the city. Joe Montana lives in San Francisco. Yep. Like, every time he steps out the door, like if he needs to go to Safeway, wants to go get a coffee, dude, he gets mobbed. Yeah. So it's like, I do understand why he lays low. It's hard to live like that. It's like Paul McCartney going to the coffee shop. It's like, oh my God, there's Paul McCartney. And it's the same reaction with Joe. So he does keep a low profile, but when you get him one-on-one, he's the coolest guy of all time.
No question. And I totally respect that whole approach, but just a good dude. Jerry Rice, good dude. Roger Craig, good dude.
Like Tom Rathman, you know what I mean? Right. Ronnie Lott, on it goes. Yeah.
On it goes. JT, John Taylor. I mean, they're all just good dudes. And I think that just goes back to the familial vibe that DeBartolo created, man. And Walsh and Seifert, like, God, it's just, I don't know. Again, driving through Candlestick yesterday, I got really emotional by we were so lucky to live through that era.
We are.
Look at us now. Since 94, dude. Since 90 freaking 4. That's how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. And we had 5 of them, dude, in a short span of time, man. So talking to Brent, it's just I look back and I was looking through photos before the show. Man, was he a tough SOB.
Oh, dude. I mean, he as tough as it comes. I mean, Brent Jones, in fact, you know what's really cool about Brent Jones? I will never forget this. The last game Brent ever played in, I believe, was I think it was the 98 NFC Championship loss to the Green Bay Packers. I think that was his last game. Okay. And I'll never forget this. He went in and did the post-game press conference and took questions and answers from the reporters. And it was pretty much understood that he was going to retire. Yeah. And when he left the podium, all the reporters gave him a standing ovation. I've never seen that before or since. I've never seen that happen again since. And that just speaks to what you just said. What a stand-up dude he is. What a great guy he is. And one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the franchise, if not the best.
No question. And definitely our favorite tight end. And I got to give some love to Dan Ogden, Tom Tolbert's producer, who's on the chat right now. Like I said, Brent Jones on with Tolbert every Monday, but also they had Steve Kerr on yesterday. I know they taped something with Dwayne Kuiper that they're going to play at some point, and they also just taped Steve Young. So they're going to have, great stuff coming up on the Tolbert show. And then, of course, we are in Tom's backyard on Tom Tolbert's channel tomorrow starting at noon. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Monday's Warriors watch party and Defund the Chiefs watch party as well. So
hey, Danny Ogden, man, I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow, bro. It's been a while. It's going to be fun. I look forward to going over to Tom's backyard and look forward to giving you a big hug, kid. Hey, Tony, let's give speaking of big hugs, let's give Dr. Matt Young a big hug right now because he loves Niner football too. By the way, when you went into Dr. Matt Young's office, did you see the Niner football I gave him? Because he got that up. Yeah. That was like the Dwight Clark ball. I gave him one of those. Yeah. So,
by the way, do we have is it? I don't want to are we going to see Dr. Young? Are we maybe going to see Dr. Young?
No, I'm glad you threw it out there. So I invited Dr. Young, and again, you got to understand, it's in the middle of his work day. This whole thing we're doing. I texted him, and I'm like, Dr. Young, I know it's a work day, and but just so you know, we're having a big party at Longbridge Pizza. I'll be there. Tony, Tom Tolbert. We're watching the Warriors and Monday Night Football. I think we might get a drive-by. I think we might get a Dr. Young drive-by, which I would really love because I want the PMP Familia to meet him. He's such a good dude.
Yes.
And now we'll talk a little bit about his business, the Young Dental Group in San Francisco, right down there in Union Square, 490 Post Street, in practice now over 25 freaking years. And again, that's what I'm looking for. I don't, with all due respect, maybe some of you have nephews, nieces, cousins that are just graduating dental school. That's great. But I don't want the kid right out of dental school. I want Dr. Matt Young, dude, with his tan, with his calm demeanor, with his all right, Paulie Mac, what do you want to listen to today? What do you want? The Stones? Sure, stand by. And then all of a sudden I'm listening to Can't You Hear Me Knocking while he's messing with my teeth. And it's a great experience. What did you listen to, by the way, when you went in?
I remember Jack Johnson was who I chose, and I didn't even see that coming. I didn't plan for that, but he asked me, and I'm like, you know what? This just came to me right now, Doc. But how about some Jack Johnson? And he looked at me, and goes, "Great choice." And I go, "Oh." And the fact that he approved, I was like, "Let's go!" And he had a playlist ready on the spot, so he's a Jack Johnson fan, and it put me in such a chill, relaxed mood. And again, the gentle hands of Dr. Young and the vibe. Hopefully you get to meet him on Monday. But again, respect the work ethic of a Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group, because look at the hours. 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays.
And I have big news from one of my favorite members of the PMP Army, Escobar Cheeks III, just said that he's going to call Dr. Young today after his workday and book his appointment at Dr. Young's office. And by the way, Escobar, check this out, dude. I was digging, and I'll never forget this. When I lived in the city on Baker Street, I remember one day, I turned a corner and somebody just left a box of vinyl on the corner, just to be discarded and thrown away. So I dug through it, and guess what I found? You ready for this, Escobar? This is for you. Bam. There it is. Can you guys see that? Yeah.
Hell yeah, Paulie.
I got the actual copy right here, Escobar, for your inspiration. And I'm glad you're going to go see Dr. Young. You will not regret that. You're going to be very glad you did. 415-392-8611. Give Dr. Young a call. You can also email him anytime, info@youngdentalsf.com.
Sorry, Paul. I just had to do it. I had to do it in the moment. If you just respect the process, here we go. Those are Escobar's cheeks next to Mike Reno's cheeks. And that's why we call him Escobar Cheeks the Third on the show. So let me, Paulie, one more time. Put that up there. Yeah, see, come on, respect.
I like Escobar's cheeks more, to be honest. I'll take Escobar's cheeks over Mike Reno's any day if I had to judge. If I was doing a cheek contest, I think Escobar wins. Yeah.
Hey, Paulie, too, I also want to just give some love to Dr. Matt Young and the Young Dental Group. Listen to this review, okay? And this is from Tina, and she says, Dr. Matthew Young isn't just a dentist, he's a miracle worker. For over 12 years, he's been my dental guardian angel, consistently delivering exceptional care and breathtaking results. His expertise is legendary in the Bay Area. There's simply no dental challenge he can't conquer. He's incredibly knowledgeable, and his dedication to his patients goes above and beyond. I wouldn't trust my smile to anyone else. He's the best. So that is, talk about the proof is in the pudding. That review says it all right there. We couldn't have said it better ourselves right there. So, and
he runs the gamut, offers all the comprehensive dental care you can shake a stick at, involving cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontists, emergency care. We talk about how great his staff is, the entire team at Young Dental. And again, he specializes in implant surgery and implant restoration. So if you need to do an overhaul, if you need some implant work done, Dr. Young is literally one of the best in the entire country. He accepts pretty much all the major insurance companies, with which I saw Escobar just mentioned. He checked, and he is in Escobar's network. So, Escobar, let us know how it goes. We know you're going to love it. And thank you, Dr. Matt Young. We hope to see you on Monday. We love you, buddy, and keep up the great work at Young Dental. Ray Goodman checking in and says, hey, Paulie, that box of vinyl you found discarded on the street in San Francisco was probably put there by the partner of a musician who's just fed up with the whole thing. Bro, you think Liz is happy? Tony, you've seen, I now have my records in I got records in 4 different rooms of the house because I've run out of space. I realize it's excessive, but I can't help myself. It's my only vice. I go to the record store. I can't help myself. So I was up in Petaluma with my mom recently, and she goes, oh, we should go into Paradise Records. I'm like, Mom, I can't go in there. I can't, because if I go in there, I'm going to spend money I can't be spending right now, because that's how bad it is. It's like putting like an alcoholic in a bar. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot control myself, so I had to avoid that one. But I hear you, Ray. I understand. I got the same problem. Yeah.
I've got this around the house where I'll be looking for a record, like, God, where is that? Where did that go? And all of a sudden, I'll see it like stashed in like some random drawer because I leave them all over the house. You know, like,
it's tough. Yeah,
that sounds good. I'm gonna leave this out and put it out. And then next thing you know, where did that go? And like, oh, it's just stashed. So, Ray, that is a great call.
Well, if you come into my house right now, Tony, it's like walking into a time machine. It's like 1979 in here, because since Ace Frehley checked out, I have all my Kiss records out, and there's like 25 of them, dude, sprawled all over the floor. Solo records, live records, studio, you know what I mean? I got like Ace's entire career on my living room floor, and I'm not done yet. I'm still going through it. I'm not finished. Yeah.
I'm in a huge zone with his Kiss record right now from 78, man. I haven't
this
stopped.
One right here.
Yes.
That's a great album. That is a great freaking album.
Great. Seriously. You can't overemphasize how
Do you know
good
who's on drums? Do you know who's playing drums on that album?
I do not.
Anton Fig, who then went on to become very famous in the David Letterman band.
Dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Anton Fig. He was just like starting his career at that point, but that's one of the first recorded things Anton Fig did was this, and he crushes it. Dude. He plays his ass off on this album. Yeah.
The drums in Ozone. The drums, dude. Wow. Oh, wow. Thanks for the heads up on that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then, dude, Fractured Mirror to end the album is just it's gorgeous.
Well, speaking of ending the album, we're about to end the show. And Tony, you wanted to do something a little unorthodox today, because Tony and I have to jump. We're about to record another thing for Kron. We have a new feature we're working on, which we'll share with you guys very soon. But
actually, we can share that with them now, Paulie, just FYI. But go ahead.
Should I, or do you want to explain it for real?
Go ahead, yeah.
So Tony and I, we're very happy to announce this. And by the way, hello, Kron 4. We love all the people watching on Kron 4. You guys streaming new episodes every night at 11:30. We're so happy to be part of the Kron 4 family. Also, hello, Twitter, hello, X, hello, Instagram, hello, everywhere we are, dude. YouTube, we love all you guys. But the situation is Kron is pretty pleased with the content that they're getting from us. So they've now asked us to record a new show on Thursdays, which is today, obviously, and it's called 30 on Thursday, meaning it's 30 minutes of football talk. Tony and I will talk about the Thursday night matchup. Pretty good game tonight, actually. Vikings at Chargers. Both of those teams really need a win. So they've asked us to give them a 30-minute show that they will run that leads right up until Thursday night football kickoff. So that means it's a good way to get their audience a little taste of football before the Thursday night game starts. And we're just thrilled. We're just so happy to be part of this. And Dom helped us with a new logo. So we have a 30 on Thursday. And 30 on Thursday means 30 minutes of football on Thursday. So anyway, we're going to go jump and do that in a second. But Tony, you were saying before the show started today that you and by the way, if you want to watch all this stuff, just get the Kron 4 Plus app. That's all you got to do. Just get that, and you can watch it on your Apple TV. You can watch it on Roku. Tony, tell them how else they can get the show. If you want to see what we're up to, just get that app and enjoy.
Yeah, Kron 4 Plus app. It's a new app that they just launched when we joined the app back in September, and it is on Roku Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, or Roku or Apple TV on your stream on your smart TV. Basically, they're working on bringing it to your mobile device very soon. That's in the works. That's the next step for them. But we are on Kron 4 Plus. And basically they show our show every night at 11:30, but it's also in the video on demand. All of our shows are uploaded as for video on demand. And then this show, the 30 on Thursday show, that we've done like 4 test shows for them already, Paulie.
Yeah.
Last week's was the first one that went live on the Kron 4 Plus app. Today's show will also go live on the Kron 4 Plus app. And then, Paulie, I'm going to talk to Kron Chris about if we want to share the test versions, if we want to put those on the VIP page, the PMP VIP page, if anybody wants to check those out too, because they're fun. Because we basically talk about the Thursday night matchup. We also pick a good collegiate matchup, and then we just riff. We talk about like the pop culture involved with the cities involved and the music and the food, and we just have fun.
It's like what you hear on this show, essentially, but it's just a kind of condensed version, and it's strictly football. And we're just, again, we're and there's a logo. Thank you, Don Peralta. You see it up there on the left, 30 on Thursday, Kron 4. We love it, man. Now, Tony, last thing we're going to say today is just a reminder that we'll actually be broadcasting on Tom Tolbert's channel tomorrow as we are guests in his backyard. That means there's no music assignment this week, but Tony and I are going to do a condensed version right now. Now, should we take listener emails and then just take the most popular choice and add it tomorrow, Tony? In other words, it won't be live on the show. We're just going to offer up our own thing right now.
That's a great call. Everybody can still email to pollyspod@gmail.com your one song musical selection for the assignment, which we'll give you in a second. Then Paulie, you and I can give our choices right now.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we'll give the most popular choice by the emails, and we'll also ask Tom live. I think I'm gonna talk to Tom ahead of time and say, dude, get a musical assignment ready, get your musical ass ready. So we can go now, Paulie, and then we'll get Tom involved tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Well, you lay it out because this was your idea today. So what is the assignment? And I'll give you my choice like right now. I'll answer this right live on the air. So what do you got for me? I'm gonna get my phone ready.
I've got a choice too as well. Or I got a couple choices. But Paulie and I were talking about the Warriors home opener tonight, which we didn't really even get into, but that's fine. We can get into it tomorrow with Tom. Warriors home opener tonight, and the Niners at Houston on Sunday. So I just asked Paulie, I said, so stoked to have Jimmy Butler for a full season and having him for the home opener. He's going to get a warm welcome tonight. So I just reminded myself where Butler is from. He's from Houston, Texas. Well,
nice.
The 49ers are also traveling to Houston, Texas this weekend. So I said, the particles have spoken, the universe has spoken. Let's do songs from Texas bands. So, Paulie, without further ado, musical assignment to you, and then I can finish if you'd like, or if you want me to go first and you finish, I don't care. But it's Texas songs from Texas bands.
Done. Easy peasy. Watch this real quick. And this is a guy I don't talk about enough. The people that know about this dude, they love this dude. I want to shout out one of the great guitarist gunslingers of all time, Stevie Ray Vaughan, who is straight out of the Lone Star State. Rest in peace, Stevie Ray Vaughan. He had a really funky side. He was a great blues player, great rock and roll player. But the song I want to pick, and a great slice of Texas music right here, is Couldn't Stand the Weather, which has like a real kind of like funky guitar line. Bam, bam, it's just insane, dude. It's insane. So I'm going Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, Couldn't Stand the Weather. And Tony, what do you got from Texas?
Dude, great call, by the way. You want to talk about somebody I wish I could go back in time and see live?
Me too. Me too. I fumbled the ball on that one. I had a chance, and I regret not seeing him.
And you know who is a Stevie Ray Vaughan just disciple? Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. And so is Chris Kelly, my friend from Saturday Night Live, worships Stevie Ray.
Rod actually is the one who kind of pushed more Stevie Ray Vaughan onto me when I first met Rod back in 97. Dude.
Yeah.
By the way, picture this. Rod Brooks, who's 6'8". When I first met him, he was driving a Suzuki Samurai. Remember those tiny little Suzuki Samurai?
Yeah. I remember that car, man. Yeah.
And it had a huge, he brought this out from Houston, Texas, had a huge LSU sticker on the back of it too, because he graduated from LSU. And I'm like, look at this guy.
Well, all of our cars back then were nothing to write home about. Tony was driving a Champagne LeBaron, dude. Champagne. I don't even know what I was driving. What the hell? Dude, I was driving a Beat S Jeep Cherokee, but this thing, I drove it across country, literally.
Was it green? Was it green, right?
Damn right. Forest green, Tony. Forest green. And the wheels were like wobbling. It was a mess, dude. That car should have been condemned somewhere in the state of Montana, but I drove it all the way across country. Anyway, so where are you going Texas-wise, musically?
First of all, I'm going to go, and I saw Diana on the chat. She's in the same vibe as me. I'm going with ZZ Top. I freaking love this trio. I've seen them live a few times. I saw them at Jazz Fest live. Fantastic. They were incredible. I saw them at the Warfield live. That show at the Warfield is the only show I've ever been asked when I was standing in the balcony. I've been asked to sit down. And I turned around and I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah, what's the matter with you people? I can't take that. When sometimes you got to get up and boogie and everyone around you sitting down. It's like, are we watching the same band? You guys do it. Yeah, it's hard to, I feel you. How did you resolve that problem?
I just said, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Did you go all the way up to our top spot, the perch, last row?
Eventually I did.
That's where
Because then the vibe, the energy took over. I'm like, the energy's destroyed here. I got to move. And so I left. And so I went to the very back, which for FYI, the very top of the Warfield balcony, there's like a row that you can stand on behind the last row of seats that might be the greatest seat in San Francisco.
I saw people up there at a Cramps show once, dude. I saw the Cramps on Halloween in maybe 99, and I went up there, dude. There was some naughty business going on with some of those Cramps fans. I'm just chucking that out there. There was some, I mean, borderline lovemaking was occurring during the show up on that platform. Yeah.
Dude, I got down to my boxer shorts in 1994 at that top row of the Warfield because it was so hot in there. It was a
Pearl Jam?
No, it was a Big Head Todd and the Monsters and Dave Matthews Band.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a great show, phenomenal show, but it was so hot that me and my buddies were all there and we were, having fun, shall we say.
Yeah.
And I just kept taking layers off and then ended up, in my boxers, but it's fine. It was fun. I was 21 years old, 22 years old. By the way, first of all, Escobar is a super again. And he says, my first car, 84 Chrysler LeBaron, dude, the turbo drop top.
Escobar, no, he knows, bro. He's a brother. He's one of our brothers. I'm telling you, he's a spiritual brother of ours. I should have known he was involved with the Champagne LeBaron community. No doubt.
Champagne LeBaron for forever. And hold on.
Here comes Lily too. Yeah. Lily's getting involved here.
Lily Merchant says, congratulations on the new gig. Not surprised they want you to riff. Can't wait till the Chiefs are playing on Thursday Night Football. Yeah.
Lily, I kind of lost it a little bit with Brent today. I'm like, I can't take it with Mahomes. I can't take it. And he was like, all right, Paul, you're kind of angry. You're going to calm down. And I was like, that's what happens, though. I told you my blood pressure skyrockets. Anytime I watch the Chiefs, I talk about the Chiefs. But Lily, thank you, dear. So I hope to see you on Monday. If you can make it, that would be killer. It would be awesome to hang out. Tony, what's your ZZ Top song? Yeah.
ZZ Top song is Cheap Sunglasses. What I love about that tune is the jam at the end and it gets faded out for the radio edit. But I would love to hear the studio sessions for that song to hear how long they jammed that out, because the jam at the end of Cheap Sunglasses, the bass line, the rhythm section, and then Billy Gibbons on top of it, it's just fantastic. So that's choice number one.
Well, there is a live version. There is a live version of Cheap Sunglasses where it's jammed out. Do you want me to put that one on, or do you want me to put studio? It's your call.
No, this is your call.
Okay. Your call. All right, I'm gonna put studio on because that's the one I think most people are familiar with. So I'm doing this right now. I'm literally
put the studio version on because it'll make people will understand what I'm talking about when I say
yourself some cheap sunglasses. Ba 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 ba. Wow, yeah. Great track, man. Yeah.
And then my second choice, I'm just going to bring us up to present day. I talk about this band every now and again. They're actually playing in 3 weeks in San Francisco. Khruangbin out of Texas. Khruangbin.
Metal, right?
No. They're like dub reggae funk lounge.
Spell it again.
KHRU.
Yeah.
ANGBIN.
Got him. Okay.
And the song I want you to put on there is Maria Tambien. And they're a duo slash trio. And their music is mostly instrumental, but my goodness, is it incredibly tasty. So
okay, I got it right here. Maria Tambien added to PMP playlist 25. Boom, done. Okay, got it. T, got it right there.
Yeah, and I just want to give people the dates of when they're playing, because they're playing. They're playing in the city on the 22nd and the 23rd, I believe. Yeah, at the Regency Ballroom, the 22nd and 23rd. They're playing. I might have to get to one of those because, and the female bass player who's just what she's dropping is so good. So good. And then I forget the lead guitarist's name, or the only guitarist's name, but so good. Anyway,
I'm going to shout out. I got one last I'm not even going to put the song on the playlist, but here's just a Texas music story to share with you. A true story. I told Tony about this already before the show. Scared to living daylight. Probably the most scared I've ever been at a gig. This is a band out of I don't know. Are they from? I think I want to say they're from Austin, Texas. Very trippy band, kind of punk rock, but very psychedelic. I don't know what's going on with these guys. The name of the band is the Butthole Surfers. Okay, I know. Yeah, but again, it's not what you think. You got to listen to their music. It's they're kind of like the Flaming Lips, like super weird, super heavy, super trippy. So, dude, on the first Lollapalooza tour, the Butthole Surfers were like in the middle of the bill somewhere. And I'm not kidding. The lead singer of that band, first of all, the guy scares me. Gibby Haynes, his name is. Mm-hmm. He comes walking out on stage. Escobar, check this out. True story. He comes walking out on stage with a freaking shotgun. Okay. And this is still daytime. Cause I mean, this is when Jane's Addiction was still like at the peak of their powers. They were closing the show in the dark, but it was like an all day affair. So it's like in the middle of the day, here comes Gibby Haynes on stage with a gun over his shoulder. I was like, what's he got? What is that? Some kind of, what is that? A shotgun? Like and the next thing you know, dude, he takes it off his shoulder and points it at the crowd, dude, and starts pumping off shots. Boom, boom. And it was so loud because he must have had this thing mic'd up. And I'm not kidding. People were diving under the seats. He was pumping out blanks. He was shooting, but nobody knew what was going on. He's like, hey, I got something for you, Boston. I got something for you, Boston. Check this out. Oh, my God. It was like, oh, my God. He's shooting at us. He's shooting at us. You know what I mean? My helmet just fell down.
Put it on. Why don't you put it on? For Tony Vitella. That's for Tony Vitella, by the way.
Yeah, Tony, welcome to San Francisco. But that is a true Texas music story where the guy just came out and started shooting at us. I don't think you'd see that. What happened if that happened today, dude? It'd be on CNN.
No question. Yeah. It's like, hey, Paulie, how was the show last night? Well, I literally dodged bullets, but it was cool. It was good. It was good. Yeah. By the way, I got to give Jay Stamps. I think that's Jamar, right? Isn't that
Jamar? Yeah. What's up, Jamar? Yeah.
Jamar is on the chat. Says, "Oh my God, I was going to email that exact Khruangbin song. Maria Tambien goes so hard." So, Paulie, I think you need to listen to the texture of the tune. Is basically what I want you to listen to. Put some headphones on, Paulie, and listen to it. It's tasty, tasty stuff. And that story about the Butthole Surfer. What year is that?
That's 1991. Yeah. August of 91. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, though? Take me back, dude. Take me back. Oh, man. God.
Yeah. How was the gig? Pretty good. Jane's Addiction was good. Gibby Haynes was shooting a shotgun at us. It was good. It was a good show. Yeah. It's like, I've never seen that before or since. And I remember big clouds of smoke were coming out of the gun when he was shooting. It was craziness. But that's how we rolled back in the day, man. There were no safety belts, no helmets, just pure chaos. Dude. All right. Hey, I want to thank Brent Jones one more time for being a part of our show today. He was fantastic. Also, want to thank Dr. Matt Young. Want to thank Carlos de la Fuente at Flex Funding. I'm so glad you guys are seeing good results with your businesses, and it sounds like a lot of PMPers are getting involved with both of those businesses. Makes us very happy. Makes them happy, too. Thank you, Rags. Thank you, Jamar. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, John Joseph and Gravy. All you guys, man. Thank you for being a part of the show today. Miriam, Lily, Patty from Napa. Tell Mikey we said hello. We're going to go jump over to our Cron show, and we will be live tomorrow at 12 noon from Tom Tolbert's backyard. We'll be doing a VIP. Oh, last thing. Tony and I are going to do a VIP hot and sour this week. So look for that, like, I think probably late tomorrow afternoon or early evening for the VIPs. If you want to be a VIP and you're not yet, tell them how they can achieve that, Tony. How do you become a VIP?
Right there on the YouTube channel on the bottom, I think it's right corner next to the subscribe bell. Just it's there if you want to become a PMP VIP. Just click the icon there. And also, Paulie, while we're at it, I was going to just share the poster that Dom made for our Monday event, just to remind people the tickets are still available, but they are going. So if you want to check it out, we will be broadcasting live from Long Bridge Pizza around 4-ish, and we go to 5-ish. We're big-ish guys. But show up anytime after 3 o'clock, and then we're going to broadcast with Tom Tolbert from 4-ish to 5-ish. Tom's going to go to Chase Center, do his gig with the Dubs. We're going to start Monday Night Football and the Defund the Chiefs watch party at 5:15 because they take on the Commanders, and then the Dubs host the Grizzlies at 7. It's going to be a great hang. Neil Donardi, Longbridge Pizza, is going to have all-you-can-eat pizza buffet, and he's debuting a new pizza called the Party Pie on Monday. So that's going to be a really, and trust me, I've tasted the Party Pie. It's fan-freaking-tastic, and it's inspired by Chicago, but not deep dish Chicago, thin crust Chicago. It's inspired by that. Yeah. Cool. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can find the link there at the top of the page under the bio, the Eventbrite link if you want to buy tickets. We'd love to have you join us on Monday. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we would. That's the idea. Tony's right. I mean, every time we have one of these group outings, it's just a chance for us to all get together and hang out, and we get to know you a little bit better, and that means a lot to us, and hopefully you guys have a good time too, and I'm pretty confident that you will. So that being said, have a great Thursday. We'll be watching Thursday Night Football tonight. Tomorrow we'll be live from Tom Tolbert's. We'll see you there. High noon tomorrow, y'all. Cheers. Be well. And we'll catch you tomorrow at high noon. Everybody have a great Thursday. Cheers, y'all. Ooh, the crossfade was smooth today. All right, Big T, I'll see you in a minute over on Cron 4. For the rest of y'all, we'll see you tomorrow at high noon. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.